Hello, hello. Happy solar eclipse, equinox energies, all kinds of things happening, very intense time. And as I record this, it is the solar eclipse in the US. And I'm just going to take a moment. I'm actually preparing to go live here shortly with the Creating as One with Source Masterclass series. And we've been, it's like gangbusters going after it. And because it includes the Dreamtime work, we're able to really refine things in between sessions. So today will be our second session in that series, and you can still join us if it resonates to journey with us in that series. It's a 6-week series, and we'd love to have you as a part of it. So today the guides wanted me to speak a little bit to this idea of divine order and maybe clarify. So there's this aspect of you as a being that is one with an infinite source that prior to this incarnation generated your blueprint, if you will, for this incarnation. Now, because we're used to thinking linearly, we may tend to project onto our blueprint for this incarnation this idea that it's linear, and play with the idea that it's not. It's alive, it's dynamic, and it's actually its own multidimensional consciousness. So take a moment and let that land. So when you speak to divine order, there's an aspect of source divine order where everything wishes to move into a higher expression and to move into balance and alignment. And in the equinox, it's all about balance and flow and getting grounded here in the US, here in the Northern Hemisphere. And then there's this aspect, it's multidimensional, of you crafting, creating on some level prior to this incarnation, potential pathways, potential timelines for you to traverse based on, at the time of the creation of that divine blueprint, the potentials that were linked into as possibilities. So, because in this incarnation there has been accelerated transformation for humanity, for each of us, you may have actually surpassed, and humanity has for sure. I've been shown that many, many times, that as a collective, we have surpassed where we thought we would be by now. And so we're just going to bring in a process to support you, if it feels relevant, to rework, revamp your divine blueprint to meet you where you are now, based on current evolutionary potentials, current energetic potentials, and all kinds of stuff. I'm being shown that's quantum leaps, quantum timelines, quantum convergences, quantum connections, because it's not just you that has moved into a higher octave aligned to higher potentials, far surpassing what you thought you'd get to. It's humanity. We actually might bring in a more lengthy version of this, but for now, I'm going to follow the guidance I'm being shown. They're saying we're going to bring it in a series, a more lengthy or a master class. So stay tuned for that if it resonates. This is really resonating for you. So we invite you to take a deep breath in, leaning into your higher self, orienting as the being of light that is one with an infinite source. And taking a moment to recognize that you are a multidimensional being. You exist in multiple dimensions. You express yourself in multiple dimensions. And they're now showing me your divine blueprint as this sacred geometric configuration that has its own consciousness. So we're going to invite you to locate an appropriate dimension where you can be with your guides and advisors at the level of your higher self, to sit and review this divine blueprint, taking into account all you've learned, all you've grown, all you've shifted, where you are now, checking it with your bucket list for this incarnation, checking it against the new higher energetic potentials that are now available. We're just holding space for that. So this is happening far beyond the intellect. We're encouraging you to simply make the request and intend and imagine that some part of you that has the 360 view in a higher realm at the level of your higher self is sitting with guides and advisors that have mastery of this type of work and reviewing. So you're not doing the reviewing at this level. You might be sharing information to them in that higher realm, but you're just holding space for the review. Because at this level, if we try to micromanage it, we will limit it. We don't have all access to all the information at this level. That's not because there's something wrong with us. It's that we don't currently have the capacity to think quantumly on all cylinders. Our higher self does. So let your higher self do this part. Process all that data. Review all that data. And then we're just going to invite a gentle but thorough reworking, reinventing aspects of your divine blueprint for this incarnation that are appropriate for you, based on how far you've come, based on the quantum leaps that the collective has done, based on current vantage point. So it's almost like you're taking a little sidebar respite, doing a review of the work that you did prior to launching into this incarnation while you're here, boots on the ground, because you're conscious, awake, and aware enough to make a request for that review, for that revamping to occur in a higher realm while you're also here. And again, we're inviting it to be gentle. And it's based on you getting all of your boxes checked that you're here for in this incarnation. And maybe you've already checked all the boxes, the guides are saying. And so what would it feel like to be okay with that? And it's like part of this revamping, it's not even necessarily revamping, but a review. Part of the review process helps you get clear in some dimension to gauge where you are in your journey authentically with clarity, not ego-based. And then you can maybe relax more because, oh my gosh, look at all that I've done. And maybe I don't have to push so hard moving forward. So they're showing me that's one aspect of this. So we're just holding space for the clarity to begin to ripple to you here. And if revamping is appropriate, we're just encouraging that. And they're showing me little tweaks based on new timelines that have birthed, that are now available, new higher trajectories that are now available. And this is for you, and then your body, Deva, nature, spirit can do it for itself, and the teams. And then you can have a collective divine blueprint for this incarnation for you as a collective group, you body teams. Just holding space for that. And if there was one quality that you, from this vantage point, desire more of, desire to be infused in your journey moving forward, what is that quality? And prior to going live for this transmission, I actually heard the word peace. So maybe it's peace. Maybe it's grace and ease. Maybe it's a quality of clarity or more discernment or more empowerment or trust. Flow, connection, love, joy. We encourage you to pick the priority. What's the number one for you? Maybe it's fulfillment. And just send that request to you in a higher dimension, your guides and advisors. Well, this is what I would prefer. Can we work this in? Because maybe it's been a lot. And then as that blueprint is refined, we're going to call it a refinement, a review and a refinement. Recognize that this link in with divine order is you have certain things on your checklist that you're going to make sure you get woven in to some timeline somewhere. It's almost like a divine appointment, but nothing outside of you is doing it to you. It's a divine appointment you've crafted for yourself. And so maybe there's a bit of a tweaking, you moving forward with those divine appointments. And it could be with another person, or it could be with a certain situation, a theme, to where it can be elevated to a higher octave. And it doesn't have to necessarily come from a separation-based perspective, paradigm, learning, but we're just holding space. So it's like this idea of this or something better. And I'm not going to manage it. I'm going to make the request, but I'm also going to release my attachment because I don't have all the information my higher self does in a higher realm. And then, yes, there's this collective divine order running, divine blueprint running, that the higher self of the collective is in charge of. So you can share all the appropriate energetic information you have. Once this completes, integrates, ripples, or reflects to you here, send all the information you have to the higher self of the collective, not wanting it to do anything differently. Just say, here, this is what I gathered in a higher realm in a review of my own blueprint. You might want to take a look at it. Might have something to do with you, might not attached to you changing anything or doing anything differently or amplifying anything specific. Then you stay in your own lane, molding your own clay. So inviting you, body teams, to finish, complete, ripple, reflect, balance and stabilize, then aligning and orienting to the appropriate trajectory timeline that's relevant to you now. You might just imagine letting go and allowing that attunement. It's a frequency, it's a resonance, attunement. Bring in appropriate sacred geometric shapes, configurations to support you in that. Sounds, light, frequencies, codes. Body team, same. And then we encourage you to affirm, I am on my highest timeline with my most honoring and aligned divine blueprint in place. And I trust the divine order that is, not because it's something outside of me doing something to me, but because I have crafted it from a very conscious, co-creative place in a higher realm for the highest good of me and all that is. And so it is, and so it shall be. We invite a balancing and stabilizing of all your energetic fields, encouraging you to update all grids, all grids, all reference points, all ways in which you perceive and are perceived. Shake out, reboot. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for your courage. Thank you for your willingness to grow, evolve, and shift in a conscious way, and for the leaps and bounds that have taken place in this incarnation for each of us individually and therefore the collective. We are all in this together, and we are in deep gratitude for your willingness to evolve consciously, your willingness to be a forerunner, a first penguin in the water. And we look forward to connecting with you again soon. If you wish to journey with us in the current series, it is still available on our website at embracingtheinfinite.com. And we are also going to be offering a 1010 Stargate transmission of light on October 10th. So that will be on the website soon, and you'll be able to locate that to enroll. And then I want to mention too that we just launched the opportunity. We have a new kind of structure for our private session packages. And so that's now available. And we have 2 spots available for either 6, 8, or 12-week packages. And those packages come with a really large, safe, supportive, energetic container that allows you to feel safe to shift you, that gives you the opportunity to go all in shifting yourself. And then it also includes dream time work for the duration of those 6, 8, or 12 weeks, in addition to the supplemental recordings that we will craft custom as we journey with you in the private sessions to hone specific things that you're honing for yourself. And those would be shorter 8 to 12, maybe 20-minute recordings that support you in like a daily practice so that you can really work those energetic muscles in a particular way. And if it resonates to explore journeying with us in the private session packages, you can connect with us via email at connect@embracingtheinfinite.com. May you continue to journey in a conscious way, amplifying your own discernment to choose in the direction of what honors the light that you are. Much love.